All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Ahmad Uzair, and today we are going to be learning about Power Platform and how it can power up your business. So a little introductions about myself. So my name is Ahmad Uzair, and I am a Microsoft Business Applications MVP, and I'm a community lead at Power Platform User Group UAE, which is a technical community based in the UAE, which focuses on skilling and development on Power Platform, and how and it we help individuals and businesses as well realize the potential of Power Platform. I'm a founder at TechZoetic, which is again, we are focused on developing solutions and helping businesses uh, get out of bottlenecks using Power Platform and Dynamics 365. So before we dive into it, let's get to know uh, each other a little. So if you can scan this QR code right here and go to menti.com, I will wait for a few minutes. So I hope everyone has scanned the QR code and is on menti.com. Should show you waiting for presenter. All right. So let's start with the first question. So how familiar are you with Power Platform? Just if you have never heard about it, or if you have heard about it but never used it, if you just started using it, still exploring it, or if you're doing wonders with it, let us know in the answers. All right. Okay. So everyone has heard about it, but never used it. So, what's your profession? Okay, project manager. Mm-hmm. Development manager. All right. All right. So keep this open for now. We will have uh, a few more questions later during the presentation. So Power Platform, what who is it for? Like we have project managers, business development managers. Who is Power Platform for? So actually, Power Platform is for everyone. If you even if you are in from a technical background, from a non-technical background, you are into any industry. If you're a coder, non-coder, marketer, businessman, anyone, it is focused to serve anyone who is willing to create an impact or improve the productivity and scale their business, or make any efforts to make improvements in their organization. It's for them. So be it a project manager who is handling multiple projects at a time, probably a man he's managing, he or she is managing it manually in Excel or some small tool, and wants to scale up and create something that fulfills their requirement. You can use Power Platform to it for it. For business development, you want to automate some of your sales pitches, or you want to automate some of your sales pipelines, you can do it with Power Platform. So what comprises of Power Platform? So there are five main components, starting with the Copilot Studio. So, what is Copilot Studio? Copilot Studio is nothing but a low-code chatbot development platform. If you have heard of Microsoft Copilot, yes, this is the backbone of it, and where you can even create your own copilots. So, let's say, for example, I am a travel company. I'm a travel agency. Now I want to develop my own chatbot where customers can just type out their I want to fly on this date from here to here. Give me the best ticket prices. It will go, and probably, let's say, for example, you have your own systems or you have some external system. Connect to them, get the prices, and list down the all the options. Or maybe something more sophisticated where you want to plan an itinerary or you want to plan a trip. Let's say you give to your customers, okay, a tool to plan a 5-day trip to, let's say, Georgia. It can create all the trips, the places that you should go to, in a 5-day trip, the f- the you how you can explore the most. Yeah, of course, there can be customization options. What do you prefer? You prefer comfort, or do you prefer more exploring? So based on that, we can create our own co-pilots, and it can give you suggestions. And as a travel agency, they give you these many options, and I can sell my tickets and hotels along with that. Okay, you know what, you go to this city in Georgia, you stay there 2 days. Oh, there's a good hotel that you can choose over here as well. So these kind of applications can come out with our Copilot Studio, where you give amazing customer experience while also automating a lot of your sales. So that's what Copilot Studio is for. The next one is Power Apps. Power Apps is a low code application development tool where you can build applications without writing any code. Or so there are scenarios where you can also embed some code components to for very specific requirements, but most of the things can be worked out without writing any code. Now, this is actually focused on business users rather than developers or coders. Um, this is for those people who are on the front line, who are actually facing the issues. Let's say, for example, I am an operations manager. I see that all the shifts and any and issues and incidents that happen on a site are written down on a paper, and papers get lost. Something happened, and we lost all track. There's no traceability. There's no visibility. There's no reporting in the system. But as an operations manager, when I have Power Apps with me, I do not need to learn how to code. I just know the requirement. I can go ahead and build it something myself. um, Moreover, if you have an Excel sheet, you're maintaining an Excel sheet, just provide it an Excel sheet and it will build an app for you. And what we'll see later during the down the line is you feed it into Copilot. I build an app where I can manage my all the incidents and track the visibility and the status of the incident. It will build an app for you just by writing one statement. So that's how easy it is to get started with Power Apps, and it is not meant for. I mean, I wouldn't say not meant for developers, but it is more focused on business users rather than developers. Then our next component is Power Automate. Now, let's say, for example, uh, you are run you're running an e-commerce. Uh, Now, whenever an order is processed, you want to send some automated emails instead of uh, checking the tool. Okay, did we receive the order, or did the shipment company ship the order yet, or anything? Instead of that, you can directly connect the shipment company's API and then feed it to Power Automate, and then which can pull the shipment company API and then send an automated emails to your customers based on the status changes. Or as and when it arrives in different facilities, you can send a status update to the customer, which makes, of course, makes a customer feel important, and you don't leave them out of the loop, right? So this is one of the many applications of Power Automate. So this is about sending automated email notifications. Let's say, for example, you have a legacy system, especially for financial institutions. They are running old systems which do not talk to any other system. Now, let's say, for example, I am a bank and I want to get reporting on some of my customers, or I want to integrate in my CRM to the old system. How do I do it? There are no API connections. So and let's say, for example, the application is that I have a CRM where I enter a lead or anything, or once it converts to a customer, I want to push it directly to my legacy core system. There are no APIs. Then how do we achieve that? With Power Automate Desktop, you can actually run bots, automated bots, which will enact as a user. So robotic process automation. It's a robotic process of entering, copying the details from the CRM and entering it uh, manually into the core system. This will automate the process. It will enact as a user and automatically follow those steps, and then integrate with your core system. So you do not need any APIs. It's but you still integrated your CRM with the core system. There are many applications. These are only a few of them. Moving forward, as we all know, data is the new oil. Every business every business has data, and data driven decisions can take businesses like exponentially up. So this is where Power BI helps. So it is a business analytics tool to build data visualizations and to help businesses understand uh, where where there are losses or profits, or basically making informed decisions using data. um, Maybe let's say 10 years ago, we were not utilizing, only a few businesses were utilizing data to make informed decisions. Let's say, for example, in e-commerce, they never knew, oh, what products are selling more, what products are selling less, or which is the product that is most profitable. So using Power BI, you can actually get those insights. Let's say, you operate in a few markets. Now I need to know, okay, which markets is most profitable, and which market is performing less, so that we can make some changes, so that we can grow that market as well. The data gives you the answer, and it's not just data, so you need to process the data and present that data in a meaningful manner to get those insights. That's what Power BI does. It will give you uh, the analytics and the proper charts and graphs, and guide you to make the right decision. And finally, we have Power Pages. Now, all of these applications which we just discussed, it's all internal to an organization. So for Power Apps, you can build apps, but you cannot expose it to anyone outside your organization. Even if you can expose it to our external organization, it has to be a user who is a part of another organization, who you invite as a guest. But let's say, for example, you as a customer, uh, you don't have an account with the company. Then how do you access these apps or applications? So that's where Power Pages comes in. So let's say, for example, i have a I have a saloon, and I take appointments through websites. So now, as a salon owner, I do not have any expertise in building websites or anything, and I want to build it very quickly. I don't want to ask someone else to build it. Squarespace, Wix, WordPress, these are very advanced for me. So I internally use in my organization, I use Power Platform. So the option that I have is Power Pages. So I can build a website in a few hours and get it up and running for my customers to book an appointment on the website. So customer doesn't need an account. Or if they want an account, they can sign up. They can sign up for it. They can sign up for it, and once they do not need an account with the organization for it. So that's where Power Pages come in. So building beautiful websites in a few hours without writing any code, and to expose your services to external customers. And that's what comprises of Microsoft Power Platform. We have uh, few more components that are the data connectors, which we'll talk about a little later. AI Builder as well, we'll talk about it later. Microsoft Dataverse is the managed database. So you do not need to um, have any infrastructure overhead on your side. It is everything is managed by Microsoft. What you only need to do is build the data model. PowerFX is used by all of these components of Power Platform to write low code formulas, Excel type formulas. And even if you have a good command in Excel, this will be very easy for you, and it is very powerful. Managed environments are something which we will not discuss over here. It goes very deep into the infrastructure part, but yeah, we will not discuss that over here. So, but why Power Platform, right? So there are so many platforms available out there. I mean, we have something from Salesforce, we have something from Oracle. Why specifically Power Platform? So with Power Platform, you have an open source common data model across all business applications. So it is under the hood based on Microsoft Dynamics 365, a very mature business application platform, and it has which has been here for years. So under the hood, it uses the same common data model where you which you can utilize actually to build external applications as well. Then it is a leader in low code platforms for years. Gartner 2023, Gartner 2022, from 2020 as well. It has been the leader in the low code platforms. We have more than 500,000 customers on Power Platform, and of course 97%, more than 97% Fortune 500 companies use business applications on Power Platform, which I think makes sense. Um, so we'll start a little about from Power Apps. We'll see what is the, again, deep diving into it. So Power Apps picks up where other solutions fall short. So let's say, for example, I want to build my own custom CRM for, let's say, um, an immigration consultancy. The products that I get off the shelf, they are like, they have tons of features, but I don't require them. I require only a very specific, a very few features, right? So, and they come at a heavy cost. But if I try to develop it myself, or from outside, as a custom app development, that will require, again, a lot of time and money. So their Power Apps gives you the best of both worlds, where you do not have a lot of development costs and time, but also get a lot of features out of the box. And when you combine them, you get Power Apps. So you can build it yourself, the features that you require, and you get a lot of things out of the box as well. So let's say, if we talk about uh, a lot of features from Dynamics, or say very basic features from Dynamics, you get all the basic accounts, contacts management, everything out of the box. All your infrastructure is all managed by Microsoft. If you go for Dataverse, with the auditing, backup, logging, security, everything is already taken care of for you. You do not need to worry about any infrastructure overhead, right? So that's what Power Apps gives you. So you cannot just uh, turn everything into into an application overnight. So whenever we are adopting Power Apps or anything, we have to start small and then go big. So starting with streamlining your basic business processes. So any paper-based processes that we have, we can we can automate them. And like we mentioned about the operations site engineer who's writing all the incidents on paper. You can automate that, or and get the data collection into an app. And then you can, of course, also integrate that with your, let's say, your Outlook. Let's say automated emails go to the operations managers, and for them to rectify the issues and everything. And then, of course, then you go up, you build mission critical apps. You build a whole departmental solutions, where, let's say, an HR system was a very small system with limited features. Now you can build a whole application for the whole HR, with all the custom features that you require. And then finally, of course, you can build complex modern platforms, where like we just talked about from the banking solutions, where we integrate legacy systems and automate that process as well. And then you get into DevOps and automate the whole deployment, end-to-end deployment as well. Finally, Power Apps is actually integrated with Office 365. So you do not need to get out of, let's say, for example, if you're working in Teams, you can actually embed your app inside Teams and everything. You do not have to switch any context, and you do not have to get out of Teams to access the application. For example, I need a leave. Uh, so instead of going to some application and logging in and applying for the leave, I can just go to the Teams channel of HR in my Teams, and then I have the application right there. Apply for leave. That's it. Everything is embedded in with integrated with Office 365. That means it will, you do not need to log in anywhere. Your name, email, everything is already populated. Your manager details, everything is already present in Office 365. Any approvals are also automated. So it is really tightly integrated with Office 365, which makes it even more easier to use and creates even more good user experiences. So now, not we there's just it's just not just any talks. There are people who have made great impact by using Power Platform. So like TransAlta saved $2 million within 6 months of implementation with Power Apps. Heathrow Airport eliminated 75,000 pages of papers with Power Platform. Standard Bank built an app now used by 300 inspectors in 24 hours, and Tacoma schools are also. So, as you can see, it is not specific to any industry. So, it can be applied to aviation, it can be applied to energy, it can be applied to banking and financial institutions and schools as well. So, moving forward with Power Automate now. With Power Automate boosts productivity for everyone. So if you have heard of RPA, which I mean I talked about a little while back, there's digital process automation, business process automation, RPA. Oh, what is the difference between these two? Digital process automation is like based on the cloud, which runs in the background. Let's say, for example, like we mentioned about the e-commerce example, where all the where we have integrated with the shipping companies API, and it will automatically sends all the notifications and everything in the background. Purely cloud based, nothing required. Whereas RPA is what enact as a human but there's no human intervention required. You just record the steps what is required to complete the task, and it will do it for you from that point onwards. And some people sometimes say, oh no, this will get people out of job. Actually, this will not. This will actually help them focus more on more important tasks, that rather than these mundane tasks. So that's how you improve the productivity of your employees, right? So, and business process automation is like a guided workflow. So, for example, you have an incident creation workflow. So, there are a few steps involved. Okay, first you need to identify the reason. Okay, you need to identify the stakeholders, and you need to fill up this form. You need to update the status here. So, you have a guided workflow. So that's what the business process automation comprises of, right? Then there's AI Builder and process mining. I will talk about this a little later in the presentation. And we have like unlimited connections. When I say unlimited, like literally unlimited in a way, where 900 cloud services are already connected. So you have all the connectors available out of the box. So you have anything from SAP, Salesforce, Oracle. You want to go to your SQL server on premise or on cloud. Both work. Both work. Anything in any. You have MySQL that will be connected, and you have any Monday.com, Dynamics 365, any other CRM, Zoho. It will work with it, right? And let's say, for example, you have your own custom application, custom APIs, and which of course Microsoft has not provided the connectors with. You can still create your own custom connectors without writing any code again. So it is super simple to get your APIs on Power Platform as well. And um, let's say tomorrow you have some software, yeah, where you know that the custom connector doesn't exist. You can actually go ahead and publish your own connector as well, right? So talking about AI, let's the AI builder is something that can really automate truly automate uh, a lot of things, be it from invoice processing to routing the emails. I'll give you an example where one of my friends, he used ChatGPT and OpenAI with Power Automate to classify the marketing emails they get in their mailboxes. So uh, he would he had a trigger on his Outlook mailbox where he would get the email, he would read the content of the email, provided to ChatGPT. It would classify the email as, okay, it's a marketing email from for this department, for this department, for this department, and it will automatically forward that email to the concerned department. So that is the kind of automation that you can actually expect when using AI Builder. So this brings me to the question that we left earlier on Menti. So, do you use ChatGPT for work or school? In case you left the, uh, yeah, then you can join from here. All right, someone uses it. Okay, all right. So everyone uses it here. Okay, so this is actually this is gonna be really helpful for you. Unless you are the kind of person I was until lately, where I was like, no, no chat GPT. I would like to do everything on my own. But turns out, what I realized is that it's it's better to coexist, because you can actually get things done much at a much faster pace than just doing everything on your own. So AI Builder actually gets you really accelerated on the journey of your business automate process automations, and also, getting things done. So invoice processing is something which is also what I have implemented before, has really helped organizations, because you receive invoices from different suppliers in different formats, and you have to manually gather each line item, and then with the invoice number and everything, and put it in, let's say, SharePoint or some system. With AI Builder, you can actually get it up and running within an hour. You put the invoices, you mark where are which what are the items, you mark the table, these are the items, this is what you want to extract. It will train itself, it will take a few minutes, and then you're good to go. You can use it in Power Automate, where you can provide the document image. Let's say, for example, you upload it to a SharePoint document library. It will pick it up from there, read the invoice, give it to AI Builder, and then it will extract all the required fields, and then give the output to you, where it is automatically pushed it to another system. No human intervention required anymore. Where uh, so I have seen the work being reduced from several hours to a few minutes with the invoice processing module. And the more amazing part is, if you already have your own AI models built with Azure Machine Learning, you can bring it into AI Builder as well, right? So you can actually utilize AI Builder in Power Automate. You can utilize it in Power Apps. You can utilize it in SharePoint and Teams as well. So super powerful tool. which can really get you a head start. I myself had built Emirates ID. Um, there's no model to recognize an Emirates ID. In 15 minutes, I was able to get a model with up to 80% accuracy, uh, with the Power Apps. So it's really amazing how fast you can get things done and how fast you can build applications out of it. So these are a few models, for example. So you can extract information from invoices, like I said, extract text and photos, which is a typical OCR. You can extract information from receipts, from identity documents, which is what I was talking about from Emirates ID. You can, of course, then comes the GPT part where you can create text, summarize documents, and more with GPT. You can have sentiment analysis, category classifications, entity extraction, and if you don't see it here, you can build it yourself. It's available. You would without writing any code again. So what is like so everyone is talking about AI. So what if you combine AI and low code? So 87% of CIOs and IT professionals say that increased embedded into low code would help them maximize the technology. Like you guys already answered that you are already using ChatGPT for work or school. You know it that it has really helped us getting things done much faster and pushing ourselves forward. So with that in mind, actually, ChatGPT has a big role to play in Power Platform as well, with Copilot for Power Platform. So, what AI does for Power Platform? So, you have Copilot where it will help you actually develop apps with Power Apps, develop automations with Power Automate, develop websites with Power Pages, and more. And you have the generative AI templates, you have AI assisted data integration, and for users, you have AI generated analytics and answers and actions. So let's look at how it helps in Power Apps. So as you can see in this small uh, clip, you can actually ask all the questions in Power Apps. So what you see over here is an application on running on the customer's data, and where you can ask questions about the data. So let's say, for example, we have asked what is the potential revenue from OKC in the pipeline. So it will actually search for OKC, and then it will give you the output that this is the potential revenue. So that's how you can actually build Copilot in Power Apps and give your users access directly into the app. And not only that, it will actually help you build the app as well, where like I mentioned in the beginning, where if it's an operations engineer, he can develop the app himself, and if he just types out, okay, build me an app where I can manage the incidents and track the status of the incidents. That's it. It will build an app for you. It will build all the tables for you. It will build a boilerplate UI for you. It's ready, and your development time goes from, let's say, it's already went from a traditional development for from a few weeks to a few days. Now from a few days it has come down to a few hours with Copilot. That's how fast you can get your ideas implemented with Copilot. Next is, of course, Power Automate, where now, let's say, I want to automate the my emails, or let's say, like I mentioned, classification of the emails based on the on and sending it to the concerned department. Now, either I can, of course, build it out, have a workflow in my mind and then build it out, or I can just type into Copilot. Okay, you know what? Every time I get an email from this particular marketing email address, just send it to ChatGPT. get the classification, and then get the concerned person from the department and send it to them. That's it. And you have your workflow ready. So let's say in this clip, we have every time someone responds to a form survey, store the response in SharePoint, and it built the whole workflow for you. That's it. It even made the connections. It asks you a few questions. That's it. You are all set. So that's how fast you can build stuff with Copilot. Then next is our Copilot in Power Pages, where now when you're building a website, of course the design matters, the content matters. You can actually get the design ready and the content ready with the help of Copilot. So the Copilot will help you create a appropriate design. It will help you create appropriate content, which we are already doing a lot with ChatGPT. It's like basically the ChatGPT is built into the this already, so you do not have to go out anywhere. So rewrite the text to be more insightful. So that's how you do it. Then next is our Copilot Studio. Everything that we saw, everything that we built is through here. Your own low code chatbot development platform. So you can actually customize the Microsoft Copilot or build your own Copilot from here. How cool is that? So you have any specific application, like I said about the travel application, where it can basically it's your travel planner. It can build you can build your own Copilot, give it specific factors that based on these factors I want the results. It will fine tune it. It will fine tune the results. You can build a Copilot for let's say an insurance company. So okay, you know what, this is my age, this is this thing. I want a coverage in this say hospitals or something. Please give me a an appropriate quote, appropriate plan, appropriate from a good insurance company. That's it. You can build your own Copilot like that. And there are millions of applications based on the industry which you have. Let's say in education there are a lot of industries. So let's say for example you can build your own Copilot to to let's say you want some examples from, let's say you are studying history, or you read about some incidents, let's say about in World War I. You can actually ask Copilot, okay, explain this to me, is summarize this whole whole period for me in 200 words. So that's how you can actually build your own Copilots and then make it better for your customers, for your users, uh, in a much more efficient manner, right? And the best part is, of course, and you can customize it, but you can also connect it to any of the services that we have talked about earlier and more, right? So it is already well integrated with Azure. So if you have any other services that you need to connect to, maybe let's say you have another service running in an external server, you can connect to that. It can actually call your Power Automate flows as well, which will give you the same power that you have here, right? Finally, so next gen AI for developers, like we said, so you can develop Power Automate flows faster, where you just type it out and then it gives you the whole flow. You can auto generate the reports or working websites with the Copilot in Power Apps. Or like I said earlier, if you have an Excel sheet or something, uh, for which let's say for example for the incident tracker, I already have all the data in an Excel sheet. I can just upload the Excel sheet and it will build the app for me without any code. It will just build it in 5 minutes. You have the working app ready to use after the out of the box in 5 minutes. So that's how AI for developers is helping, um, helping us succeed. So now, of course, AI gives you great power, and with great power comes great responsibility as well. So we have responsible AI with Power Platform. So Power Platform runs on Azure OpenAI, and Microsoft has a big responsible AI standard. So you can not only you can describe their goal, and using natural language and Power Apps will generate the code for you, but it will also make sure that it follows the best practices, and also, you know, do not use any of the personal information, right? So it's all about trust. It doesn't, if your organization, you're running a copilot in your organization, it runs only on your own data. It doesn't utilize data from any of the other organizations, from your competitors or your customers. No, your data is your data, and that's it. It doesn't go out of your tenant. It cannot use someone else's data to query yours, right? So your data is not your data from any fine tuning is not used to train any of the foundation models as well. Foundation models are treated trained on separate data altogether. And of course your data is protected as always with Microsoft Cloud, right? So the Microsoft responsible AI principles are privacy and security, inclusiveness, accountability, transparency, fairness, and reliability. So it makes sure that the data that it is generating is not biased. It is not. It doesn't contain any wrong elements, and you have a lot of governance tools available as well to protect that. And finally, as we come to the end of the presentation, so how Power Platform is empowering a new era of business. It's helping people amplify human ingenuity, and it is helping people think more and do more, and while connecting data, people, and processes, and also democratizing innovation. Everything in your hands. It's uh, it's not only limited to a set of users, it's not limited to a set of developers, it's available for everyone. Be it a sales person, be it a business development guy, project managers, educators, be it a developer themselves, business analysts. Everyone can use Power Platform to build applications and solutions to get their organization towards success, right? As a next step, you can learn more about Power Platform using this QR code. You can learn about Fusion Teams, so which is how I have not put that over here in this presentation as we are running short of time. And you can learn more about Fusion Teams, how citizen developers, which are the business users, can work together with the IT pros to build applications. And of course, you can also see some customer stories, actually how people are using Power Platform to for their success. And yeah, any questions are welcome, and you can post them on the chat. I'll be happy to answer. If you have any questions, then yeah, we can make the slides available. That's not an issue. We can we can share the slides with you. I will also share a link in the chat for anyone who's interested in starting the journey with Power Platform and getting better with it. Uh, you can take start with this. And if you want to um, try out uh, Power Apps for yourself, we have a developer plan available which you can utilize. I will be sharing that in the chat as well. You can sign up with your organization account. If you don't have one, you can create one for yourself and then get started. Rest. I'm also leaving in the chat my LinkedIn profile. If you can feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn if you have any questions. If we don't have any questions, then we can conclude this. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time today. I hope you I hope you learned something new today, and I hope it will help you to succeed in your business and in your career. And please feel free to drop any questions if you have. And looking forward to seeing you in more more sessions. Thank you so much, and good night.